Ellora, historic and tourism capital of my state, Maharashtra, Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar. I studied in education capital of India, Pune, and after winning Miss India crown and pursuing my MBA, I told Mumbai pretty much was done. So all three cities are very close to my heart, and they've contributed immensely to my personality and growth. Well, growing up, I was extremely curious child. I was curious about everything, and I was curious about the art, the culture, the beauty around me. And I remember while I was my hometown that time was Chhatrapati Sambhajinagar, and I remember that there was this dance class in my neighborhood, and it was a Bharatnatyam dance class, and I was so curious to see girls wearing ghungroos and in their beautiful outfits, and carrying lots of books and being so excited to go to this particular dance class. And I would be very curious and I would watch them going, performing, coming back, and they would be wearing these beautiful saris. So that very day I remember going to my mom and I said that I want to learn this dance form. So my mom was very surprised that I was really young at that time, and she was surprised that out of all the dance forms I want to learn Bharatnatyam. So with that surprise emotion on her face, I remember she took me to that dance class and she enrolled me there, and I was so excited. I happily started learning about Bharatnatyam, and I started to understand that this is not just a mere art form. There is so much depth to it. I started understanding more about Indian culture, art, history. We had to study the Natya Shastra. We had to study the roots of Indian art. Um, I also realized that India is so diverse, so unique, so it has got so much of depth, and we got to learn that Bharatnatyam was started by Lord Shiva. He is the father of all Indian classical dance forms. So it kept me very rooted. Around same time, I was also very excited about sports. So basketball was pretty much part of my life, and I got interested in athletics as well. So while balancing my Bharatnatyam education, I was also very curious to learn different forms of sports, and I got extremely fascinated by basketball, and my time went in all these activities. So my mom was little worried now. She said to me that, listen, I will support you in whatever you want to do, but you have to make sure that you're balancing your studies well. Otherwise, everything will be stopped. So I felt that it's a fair deal. So I had to make sure that my score was good. And at the same time, I started enjoying my dancing and basketball a lot. I was fairly a good student. That's what my teachers said. And they felt that I'm wasting my time in my extracurriculars. My friends were also quite worried that, I should be entirely focusing on my studies, and they felt that I'm absolutely wasting my time following my passions. And they said, don't do this. Anyways, you have to be a doctor, engineer. Why are you wasting your time? And I felt that time that I have to question the obvious. I have to question the narratives that were put upon me. And with that quiet resilience in me, I just kept doing what I loved with balancing the studies. But there were a lot of challenges that came because there were so many different expectations out of me as a student. But I kept doing what I felt was right at that time, and just because I questioned the obvious, just because I did what I loved doing, I went on to play 12 state tournaments, 2 nationals, and I went on to represent India at the international dance festivals which were held in Turkey and China. This was around my class 10th and 11th. And for this contribution, the government of Maharashtra at that time they awarded me with the State Youth Award for my contribution towards the state. And that day I felt and I realized that I have to do something for the youth empowerment in whatever little ways I can. But around this time, I was in class 11th and 12th. I had to take major life decisions. And as all of you, I'm assuming most of you might be coming from PCMB. I also had PCMB and I had to give all the engineering and medical examinations. So I studied and devoted my attention towards my education and entrances. I got a medical seat, but I knew that this is not what I want to do. And I remember after my results came, I had to talk to my mom, I had to talk to everybody at my place, and I had to tell them that this is not what I'm interested in. And I'm interested in business. And because of my extracurricular contributions, I told them that I want to pursue creative pursuits in life. And I was very clear. With a lot of convincing, they agreed. So then I went on to pursue business administration in Pune. And my focus was sports and dance at this time, but life had other plans. I got a call from Miss India scouting team, and they said that you must apply for Miss India. And I was just a college student, and I felt like, okay, this sounds exciting. Let's go for it. And with open mind and this excitement, I felt that there's nothing to lose. And I was also excited to meet people from different parts of India. And I felt like it will be an interesting experience, so let's just go for it. And as I entered the contest, I realized that there is so much more to learn. There are these different people who have come from different parts of India. My mentor was Lara Datta, and I ended up winning the Miss India Universe title that year, and it opened the plethora of opportunities. It definitely gave me a voice and a platform to share my thoughts and opinions. But at the same time, it allowed me to pursue different facets of creative field, whether it was modeling, where I got amazing opportunities to work as a showstopper for various fashion weeks, whether it was London Fashion Week, whether it was Lakme Fashion Week, the best fashion weeks in India, and it was an amazing experience because I look at modeling like it's an art. I try my best to promote our Indian textiles and handloom because today I have better understanding about fashion and textile industry of India. But that time it was just for fun, you know. Eventually it took its own course and depth, and it has huge amount of significance in my life. It also opened opportunities like I became the first NSS, National Service Scheme Youth Ambassador for Maharashtra government, where I had more than 5 to 10 lakh youth volunteers. And we worked on various causes, whether it was sustainability, whether it was beach cleanup campaigns, whether it was organizing blood donation camps, or empowering youth to make sure they're pursuing what they love doing. So we tried our level best to conduct various workshops where we tried our level best to empower the youth of Maharashtra. It also allowed me to meet different people. Of course, while doing that, as I had promised to my mom that I'll be finishing my education, I finished my MBA. And currently, I'm appointed as the Tourism Youth Ambassador for Maharashtra government, where we're basically focusing on sustainability. As I was working with NSS volunteers, I have made sure that they are also contributing towards the tourism department because I truly believe that India is so beautiful. We have such beautiful architecture, history, monuments. Um, the most challenging part is to keep it clean and to keep it safe and to provide better infrastructure. So that is my initiative to make sure that there is sustainability in this particular department. I'm so blessed to also work with Chhattisgarh government, where I'm working with a particular brand, but this brand comes under the government of Chhattisgarh. Now, Chhattisgarh is a state which has more than 40% of forest area, and most of the people who live there are tribal people. And this brand promotes women's empowerment because it has more than 17,000 tribal women who are working from the forest, making the products from there, and they are sending it all over the world. And it's one of the most beautiful initiatives that that particular government has taken up, and I'm very proud to be part of it. It has also allowed me to work with different NGOs and different trusts. I'm also working with Satya Sai Center, which is Sanjeevani hospital chain. It primarily works with children and people from different areas and walks of life who have heart-related complication, and they give free medical service to everybody who works in the hospital. And they have more than 12 to 13 hospital chains within India, and most of them are located in remote and naturalized parts of India. So it is such an honor to work with these particular government associations or trusts, because not only it allows me to work towards the development of nation, but it also allows me to fulfill what my aspirations were. Today's topic is quiet threshold, and when I look at my life and reflect upon it, and there is a long way to go for me because this is just the beginning. But when I do reflect on my life, and I realize that there are different phases that I've lived, whether it's my childhood phase where I was so curious about dancing and arts and culture and Bharatanatyam, or my sports basketball journey till my nationals in India camp, or whether it's my Miss India journey towards the crown, or whether there are leadership initiatives that I'm taking up. I realized that in this journey, there are so many challenges that could come up. And we all have different goals in life. We all are very unique in our own ways. We have different aspirations, we have different dreams. That's what unites us. But at the same time, when we are focusing on any goal, for that matter, what really happens is there are lots of challenges that could come. And the quiet threshold is such an interesting topic that I'll be discussing today. Because while I was pursuing all these aspirations, I realized that I was just doing everything in a flow, like back to back. But there have been quite few moments where I felt that, okay, can I do this? Is it possible? There have been moments where I felt a little bit of doubt, because these are the ways that I had paved for myself. There was nobody to look up to, because these are all very different streams. So just by trusting your gut and heart, I felt that, okay, let's just go for it. And I realized that when you have a goal, there will be challenges. But what you have to do is, you have to stay calm and realize that these are the most defining moments of your life. You have to realize that in those moments, your life will be defined and you could experience something that is so beautiful. What really happens is, today we are living in the age of social media where it's a fast-paced world. The attention span is so less that I was just reading a research that a person's attention span is reduced to 5 minutes or even lesser than that. So when we are living in this kind of world, we have to truly understand that we need to understand that we have to focus on what matters. We have to understand that these are the crucial moments when the challenges comes, that we have to sit and reflect upon ourselves. And as I spoke about the social media, and as I spoke about how people only highlight their wins, like you saw the journey where I'm only talking about the peaks and achievements of my life. we have to also understand that to kind of get there, there is a journey that happens. And the beauty of the quiet threshold is that it's not about the destination. You have to trust the process, enjoy the process, and go with the flow. And whenever you feel doubtful or you feel discouraged, you have to take a pause, reflect, and understand that something beautiful will come out of it, and stay optimistic. So with that, I would like to conclude that the youth is power of our country. I'm sure all of you have many different goals and personal interests that you want to follow. But I personally believe that the youth is power of our country. And as we are leading towards Vikasit Bharat, I hope that you find your purpose. But with that, I hope you contribute whatever you can towards nation building, towards the positive and upliftment of the society. Thank you so much.